Chapter 12. The night sky was full of beautiful stars, but it was hard to see them under the bright spotlights of Thunder Horror Speedway. Masses of locals tailgated into the Speedway's car park, while others made their way into the small-town stadium. Just outside the entrance, tucked out of sight, Max's disguised trailer waited. Instead of his normal flashy red and yellow paint job, Mac now sported an advertisement for Jocko Flocko's party supplies on the side of his trailer. Behind Mac, Guido watched as Luigi spun his tires in mud, splatting it onto Lightning to hide his identity. Once he was finished, Lightning coughed and spat out bits of gunk that had flown into his mouth. "You, sir, are officially incognito," said Mac. "Nobody's bothering you." "The great Lightning McQueen," said Luigi, shaking his head. "Well, at least it's official Thunder Horror Speedway, Mad. It's sacred," said Lightning. Guido finished disguising Lightning by scraping away some of the mud along his side, turning his number 95 into a 15. The track announcer's voice was loud over the PA. "Racers, get on over to the starting line, pronto," he said. "All right, that's me," said Lightning, heading towards the track. As he approached the starting line, he could barely make it out. The dimly lit racetrack looked mysterious against the bright lights in the parking lot. Lightning thought it was odd, but shook it off, excited and ready to race. "All right, let's get some dirt on these tires," he said. An official named Roscoe rode up to him. "Hey now," said Roscoe. "You that out of towner?" Yes," said Lightning. "That's me. Chester Whipplefilter." Just then, Coos rolled up to the starting line. "And I'm Francis Beltline." Lightning tried to hide it, but he was shocked to see her. "Coos?" he whispered. "What are you doing?" "I'm your trainer," said Coos. "Gonna track your speed from the infield, Whipplefilter." "Fine," muttered Lightning. "Just stay out of the way." Lightning looked over at Roscoe, a little impatient. "Excuse me, sir. Where is everybody?" "They'll be along," said Roscoe, rather dubiously. "We always let our guests start right up front." He smiled and then quickly darted off. Suddenly, loud music began to play throughout the stadium, and the roar of the crowd swelled in anticipation. Other racers approached from behind Lightning and Cruz, and the sounds of the music and crowd continued to build. An announcer's voice boomed through the PA speaker. "Welcome you to Thunder Hollow Speedway for tonight's edition of Crazy 8. He punched a button in his booth, and explosives blew in succession from stacked tires that had been placed around the track. Kaboom! The display ended with one gigantic blast, revealing a demolition derby course shaped like a figure eight and made of dirt and mud. As the smoke cleared, shards of tire rubber rained down on Lightning and Cruz. A flaming tire rolled by, and Lightning looked over at Cruz, suddenly not feeling so great. "Did he say Crazy 8? Lightning asked. The announcer continued. "All right, race fans. You know what time it is? Introducing tonight's challengers. A variety of rough-looking vehicles rolled out. There were beaten and battered trucks, cars and buses, each one covered in dents and scratches. They were spray-painted, welded, and patched together in a way that made them look like the exact opposite of crisp, clean racing cars. "Wee, wee, wee, wee," squealed Dr. Damage, imitating a siren. He was a bashed-up ambulance with Rambulance spray painted along his side. "Have a nice trip," said Harvey, a dented RV recreational vehicle with big black circles round his eyes and a horseshoe hanging off his grill like a nose ring. An old, battered police car laughed maniacally. "Protect and swerve," he shouted, maneuvering haphazardly across the dirt. All the Crazy 8 racers roared and cackled as Cruz and Lightning looked on horrified. "Cruz," Lightning whispered, "this isn't what I thought it was. Come on, follow me, and we'll slip out." They turned to escape the demolition derby, but the gate was slammed shut and locked before they could make a break for it. There was no escape. "Rule number 1, said Roscoe. "The gate closes, you race." Cruz gasped as a pity quickly sprayed a sloppy 20 on her sides. "Rule number 2, Roscoe continued. "Last car standing wins. Rule number 3, no cursing. It's family night." "Excuse me, sir," Lightning started. "I'm not even supposed to be out here," yelled Cruz, frightened. Just then, A battered car drove by, honking loudly, startling them both. They jumped and turned around to see the racer laughing a few centimeters away. "Woo!" the racer said. "And make way for the undefeated Crazy 8 champion, the diva of demolition, Miss Fitter," said the announcer. The crowd went wild as a yellow school bus thundered over, causing Lightning to scream. "Boo!" said Miss Fitter in a low, raspy voice. She had two huge metal pipes that looked like horns on either side of her face, and a string of number plates hung up along a chain-link fence attached to her sides. "Looky here, boys. We got us a couple rookies. I'm gonna call you Muddy Britches," she said, gesturing towards the disguised Lightning. "And you," she gestured towards Cruz, "Lemonade." "Hey, neither one of them has a single dent," said Harvey. "Oh, I'm gonna fix that," said Miss Fitter with a cackle. The crowd chanted along with the announcer. "All right, everybody, let's go racing." Lightning and Cruz were plunged into absolute chaos. Crazy racers came at them from every direction, slamming into each other along the way. Cruz pulled over and tried to hide behind a stack of tires, and Lightning shouted, "Cruz, what are you doing?" "Got to keep moving." "I shouldn't be out here," said Cruz, trembling. "Move, Cruz, move!" Lightning pushed her out of her hiding place just in time. A racer immediately smashed into the stack of tires. Lightning rode alongside her, and they managed to make it through the first lap unharmed. They salooned through the danger, while the other racers crashed into each other, hooting and hollering. Cruz struggled while trying to make it round a sharp curve. She called back to Lightning, begging for help. "What do I do?" she yelled. "I can't steer." "Turn right to go left," shouted Lightning. He wanted to teach her how to drift. "Turn right to go left." "That doesn't make any sense," yelled Cruz. She wasn't getting it. "Turn right to go left," he repeated. Racers continued to smash into each other. Dr. Damage hit one of them so hard he flew through the air. "Woo-hoo!" shouted the racer cheerfully. Dr. Damage laughed. Then Miss Fitter pushed a pile of racers and a taxi in front of her, pinning Lightning up against another car. She chuckled as she pushed them all forward, enjoying every second of her destruction. Another racer smashed into Miss Fitter's pile, and Lightning managed to break free. He and Cruz continued to navigate around the crazy demolition racers, terrified. The taxi rammed into Avi, Yahoo! Screeched Harvey, laughing as he plunged towards the fence. An old pizza delivery van smashed into the taxi, and Harvey laughed. A racer flew up into the air and spun upside down, screaming, "Woo-hoo!" "Look at my new hat," Harvey said as the car landed right on top of his head. Another racer got hit so hard he flipped and spun towards the crowd. "I'm flying!" he yelled. Then he plunged downwards. "No, I'm not flying!" He hit the gate, and one of his souped-up rockets broke off and sailed into the crowd. "I got it!" yelled a fan, holding up the broken accessory. Everyone cheered. "Turn right to go left! Turn right to go left!" Coos chanted, trying to steer safely through the course and stay out of everyone's way. But she continued to get pushed around, and she felt overwhelmed by the chaos around her. Panicking, she froze in the center of the track, closed her eyes, and began to hyperventilate. Miss Fitter set her eyes on a tracker truck. "Here I come, boy!" "No!" screamed the truck. "No, no, no!" Miss Fitter revved the engine and smashed into him so hard he flipped into the air and smashed down with a loud boom. Then Miss Fitter narrowed her eyes and smiled at the helpless Coos. She began to charge towards her. "Oh no!" shouted Coos. "Buckle up, everybody," said the announcer, "because it's time for her to meet the—" He hit a button in the booth, and a banner unfurled. It read, "Fitter End." The crowd cheered, along with the announcer. "Fitter End!" they screamed. Flaming tires exploded in front of the banner, adding to the dramatic moment. As everyone in the crowd chanted, a worn-out fire engine named Mr. Drippy shouted from the stands, "We love you, Miss Fitter." Miss Fitter took a lap, circling Coos. "Your number plate's gonna look real nice in my collection," she said. A nearby racer, who had been flipped onto his roof, offered a piece of advice to Coos. "Run!" Lightning was across the track at the other end of the figure eight. He could see Miss Fitter preparing to ram Coos. He had to do something. "Don't fight it, Lemon. It'll only get worse for you," said Miss Fitter. All of a sudden, a razor-sharp stop sign popped out of one of the sides, ready to rip into Coos. Miss Fitter screamed and started her attack. The crowd chanted, "Fitter time!" as she charged. Just then, Lightning came to the rescue. He pushed Cruz out of harm's way seconds before Miss Fitter reached her. Miss Fitter watched as Lightning moved them off course. Her momentum was so strong she couldn't stop. She sped right past Cruz and Lightning, swerving and skidding out of control. Cruz drove to safety, and Miss Fitter toppled over sideways in the mud. "Oh, my gracious! Miss Fitter's down," said the announcer. The crowd shouted, "Ah!" "You're gonna get it now, Whipplefilter," called a fan from the stands. While Lightning watched Miss Fitter's wreck, his tires began to sink into the mud. He'd stayed for too long. As he struggled to free himself, he saw that he had a sliced tire. Miss Fitter's sharp stop sign must have nicked him when he pushed Cruz out of the way. Now he was stranded in the middle of the track. Miss Fitter eyed Lightning as she tried to get off her side. The crowd chanted, "Fitter, Fitter, Fitter." "Come on, Lightning. Keep going, come on," he said to himself, spinning his wheels. "Miss Fitter's looking to get upright, folks," said the announcer, "and she is not pleased." With one final push, Miss Fitter grunted and got back onto all four tires. She was ready to mow Lightning down. "You're about to feel the wrath of the Lower Belleville County Unified School District," she screamed, then took off towards him. Lightning continued to strain, but his tires wouldn't budge. Just as Fitter approached, he managed to free himself and spin around, scattering a pile of tires right in front of her. She crashed into them and went flying into the Fitter Time billboard. Mr. Drippy gasped and rushed to Miss Fitter's aid. Cruz came racing out of a hiding place, finally hanging on to the dirt and drifting correctly. "Ladies and gentlemen," said the announcer, "we have a winner, Francis Beltline." "Is that me?" Cruz asked. "That's me. I won. I won." She zoomed over to Lightning, elated to have won her first race. But she didn't see the fire engine carrying towards Miss Fitter. Cruz had cut him off. "Cruz, Cruz, no!" Lightning said. "Ah!" "What's that?" shouted Cruz as Mr. Drippy nearly ran into her. The fire engine tried to correct his balance, but it was too late. His tank got unplugged and water sprayed everywhere. In no time, Lightning's mud disguise was washed away. A hush fell over the grandstands. Lightning spat out a small stream of water. "Ripple filter?" said a fan, breaking the silence. "It's Lightning McQueen," shouted another. The crowd broke into an excited chatter, and a sign that read, "I got my tires dirty at Thunder Hollow," slid into place behind Lightning. Flash bulbs popped and cameras clicked. Lightning had been caught. End of chapter 12.